Nice. Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on the M2 again. And what we have here, prototype coilovers, ignore that, with remote reservoirs, two-way adjustable per competition rules from a company called Coilovers. Silver is mostly known in the JDM community. I think a lot of Honda people and a lot of Subaru people might know them. I did find a one-way system, but when I contacted them after some talking back and forth, they actually said, hey, we have a prototype two-way adjustable system. Would you be willing to try it out? And, or they didn't actually ask that. I kind of begged them. I kind of inserted myself into product testing for them because I said I am doing time attack this year, at least the plan right now, and per the rules, I need a two-way adjustable coilover. And the reason why I need a two-way is because when I did regular on-grid time attack, the first time ever, the stock EDC suspension wasn't cutting it. For the first time ever, I had this car for about 2+ years and did a bunch of track days, never complained about the suspension. After it was lowered, fine, never had a problem. But then right when I did the time attack for on grid, that's when the car felt really soft. Like I'll take a turn and then the suspension just kept compressing. And instead of, let me see if I can show you. So instead of normally tilting this much, that's how much it feels. It felt like the car tilted that much. And it was just really hard to take a corner. So after that, after some research, talking to some people that's more experienced, yada, 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 they said, hey, I think you outgrew the suspension. And if you think about it, a lot of race cars and a lot of more serious time attack people all run adjustable coilovers, most of them 2 if they can afford it. Sometimes they have 3, even up to 4-way, which is low speed, high speed compression, and then low speed and high speed rebound, which is definitely overkill for me. I'm not there yet. This is actually, believe it or not, also my first set of coilovers. I actually have no idea how that would affect the car, except I just drove the PLM's Prelude that also has similar suspension on, but that's one way. So it felt good, very planted. It's definitely, the difference I guess would be reactive versus active. With coils on, it's active. With EDC on, even though it does electronically change in like milliseconds, after a while of pushing it, it just gets to a point where you can no longer be reactive. It has to be active. You have to trust the suspension. And unfortunately, I got to that point, I believe. This is gonna be, today's just me. Tomorrow, Ryan will join me and he's gonna help me adjust this. So tonight I'm gonna just see how far I can get. I'm hoping to get at least the fronts done. And I also ordered a cover for it. This is just a generic cover. I chose red because the brakes are red. So figure that would work. And I also got upgraded to a helper spring because I said this is still a street car. I still would like some comfort in it. I know this is pretty much a compromise, but it is what it is. And this is upgraded. They also upgraded me to Swift springs. I believe the front plus together is the 12K spring and the rear is a 16K spring. It's pretty cool because they reversed. Oh my god. So they reversed it. So typically the front has it through the top, but they have it through the bottom. So you can adjust it here, and the top part obviously just is there. But the rear, which you'll see here, move that out of the way. You'll see here, that goes on the bottom. This goes on the top. To adjust it is actually at the bottom. It's easier to adjust it because normally, if you see this picture, the adjuster is on top. So you gotta dig into the wheel well to adjust it. Our Prelude is exactly the same way. It's up in the wheel well, so you kind of have to take your wheel off, or you reach your hand in there and be lucky that you could do it. But Coilovers reversed it, so it's on the bottom. Much easier to access. And obviously this, I'll just hook it up to either alongside this, or I'll hook it up to against the car or whatever. So quick specs, it is 24 clicks of rebound and 40 clicks of compression. So cut to POV time lapse. I just took the wheels off and then I put the EDC cancellation here. So how I did it is you take a very sharp tool. Well, first you disconnect it. Where is it? You disconnect it here. And then this is the stock one. The wires are attached inside here. And then all you do is pull this tab out, because this is what locks it in place. So you push the tab out, whether you use a flathead, whatever. I use a flathead, that one. Or if you use a pick tool, like that. And then what you want to do is push it out. And then on this side, you'll see the 2 silver wires, right? And then you just poke it with your pick tool. And then gently pull it out, and the stock one will pop out this way. So just not to get confused, instead of taking both out at the same time, I took one out. And then on the new one, which is these, I put one in, and then I took out the other one, took out the other one, and then put the other one in. So I did one wire at a time so I don't get confused myself. Anyways, continuing the installation. I should have supported this before I took that shock tower out, but it's out. You need a separating tool. I used the red one. Where is it? These they're like sockets. You just turn it. They did not really work. All right, so it's in. It's just hand tight now. I will Loctite these probably. The 30 Newton meters was for the, what's it called? The millway camber plates. I think I'm gonna just torque these down to OEM. I don't think OEM's 30 Newton meters. Whatever 30 OEM is, I'm gonna do that. Right now, I'm gonna not bother recording it. I'm just gonna do the other side real quick. And then we'll come back tomorrow. Okay, welcome back, day 2. Ryan's here now. Today's goal is to finish both cars. He's already going to start on the back side. I'm going to go start on the other side. And then the goal is to finish the M2, have the coils in, adjusted, and then ready for alignment. And hopefully that will be done by lunchtime, like 1-ish, because there's 2 of us, should be a lot faster. The front's already dialed in, other than adjusting the height and whatever. I'm going to hop on to his car and put in his Recaro seats. This is really nice, sturdy race car. We're gonna have an opportunity to weigh it just for shits and giggles and see how much the stock seat weighs versus that. He also has a cancellation device that I'm gonna plug in so he doesn't get a airbag light, whatever. We took off the fender liner and everything just so I could hide the EDC. I put it back here. Oh, it's pretty good lighting. Back here, zip tied it to a very sturdy cable, but I also left plenty of slack just in case. I doubt that it's gonna move. On this side, excuse the mess I made. On this side, I actually clipped onto here through the rear. We're gonna take off the strut, which he already loosened up, and then we're gonna put a pole jack under here or over there. I don't know which one. I'm probably gonna cut this, and then we're gonna lower it down. The rear spring is out, and we ran into one problem, because I upgraded, or I got upgraded Swift springs, this stock doesn't actually fit on here, because you want to line it up with this thing, but it doesn't actually fit. So what we're gonna end up doing is just using theirs, the rubber part that Ryan already put in. Ignore the alarm. We forgot to tell them to disarm it because it disarms automatically on Saturdays. So what you can see here, I think you have to cut about 1/4 of an inch off. You have to cut about 1/4 of an inch off because the length is a little too long. Because it's a prototype, this spacer thingy, wait, is this the right one? Yeah. No, that one. Okay. This spacer thingy was way too long. When you actually put it here, it was all the way up here, and then when you tighten this down, it actually goes up and down. So what I did was I just cut it, like I said earlier, and then, but unfortunately the threads are too tall. It needs to be like down here, because when I put this on, and then we put this on, if you look at it, the threads right there, the threads actually don't go all the way up. So when you tighten this down, it actually still goes up and down. So the easiest way we found is just using washers. Oops. So you just put one, it's almost there. Then you put a second one, and then it's perfect. So basically 2 washers to hold it on. I'll put a little dab of blue Loctite, and then that should work. We are running out of time. Ryan's working on the coilover. The good news is that once he gets one side done, then the other side should be easier. And then he just has to lower the car, put the wheels on, see the length, and then adjust it that way. In the meantime, I'm gonna take out his seats and try to put his new Recaro seats in, which will require him to sit in the car for a little bit. So then that's probably when we're gonna take a break. Because we're out of time, I'm not gonna do like a quick filming thing. I'll just catch up on the next update. Day 3. Ran out of time last time, but so today I'm going to adjust this to make sure that this is okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put this, because Ryan forgot to put this on the other day. This thing that has to sit on top of that. So I'm gonna try to take or just lower it and then put it on top and then stick it back in. Hopefully that works. I'm not sure if I actually want to do another time lapse or I'm just gonna get started one. So either it's gonna be a time lapse or we're just gonna cut to when I'm done. 3 days later, we got the seat in. We actually took out the spacer thingy, and this bracket's naturally too tall because this is for a Porsche, but it fits better. The one that we have will require more drilling and cutting, and we just didn't want to go through that. So this is a bit too tall, but it will work for now. Took out the spacer, it goes back and forth. So now, moment of truth, make sure you put your helmet on to make sure you got enough space and clearing. If that doesn't work, we're gonna have to take this off and put a small one. But for now, let's see if it works. All right, I'm gonna close the door. You're gonna look left and right. I can't see. I'm assuming he's okay. Can't see. And survey says?
I'm able to. I'm not hitting this anymore.
Oh, that's what you're hitting?
And this, I have to really stretch my back like this to touch it.
Okay.
But if I'm strapped in, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then your helmet camera will be perfect. All right, so we're gonna call that's it for today for his seats. They're in. Later on, you know, we'll switch it out. But if this works, then it works. It doesn't need it. So that is the screw we're talking about. So when it's perfectly lined up, that actually contacts it, and that's what we originally used to line it. But that's not how it works, and we're supposed to take it off. All right, so that's about it for the Coilover prototype install. The rest of it is just test and tune. The right settings is to your liking, and you can clearly see it is to my liking. The front, I actually did raise just a little bit. The rear, after putting the rubber bushings and rubber pads, it did raise it up a little bit. So the rear has a little more rake than the front, which is exactly perfect what you want for track, because that rake shifting the weight in the front will help you rotate the car, and this car is notorious for understeering. And that's pretty much it. A lot of lessons learned. Thank you so much, Coilovers, for sending out front replacements. And thank you so much for allowing me to continue testing your products. The most recent thing I have been sent is a revise of the rear dampers. So now it actually works with the stock upper mount versus their own separate mount that they used to do. I hope it gives you some idea of what it kind of takes to do a prototype testing for a two-way adjustable coilover system. And the next thing to do is just go on a test drive, tune it right, and see how it handles. So subscribe and follow for that video, which will be dropping soon. And we'll see you at the track next month.